Welcome back to the channel, Travel Jam fans. I know it's been a while since you've seen a video on this channel, but I've been away, I've been learning things, I've been getting new equipment so I can make better videos for you guys. If it's your first time on the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so you are notified when a new video is out. If this is your first time on the channel, we're all about traveling locally and overseas, doing trip reports and doing travel vlogs about the places that we have been so we can share them with you. This is my travel partner and life partner, and our goal is to travel to as many countries as possible. We recently got married, but we have been traveling before that. We have been to Canada together, we have been to Chicago in the United States together, and New York and Atlanta, sort of, kind of. I'll link to the video in this corner where you can see part of our trip to Canada, and if that's something that you like, consider subscribing so you can be notified when we put a new video out. In this video, we're going to be looking at the 5 things that we miss most about traveling since we have been on lockdown. And I'm going to share a couple things, and wifey's going to share a couple things that she misses the most about traveling. Number 1, planning for a new trip. Now, being a travel fanatic, there are so many places that you want to go, so many things that you want to see, but you can only go to one at a time. So choosing a new destination is exciting and it's terrifying at the same time. We have to factor in the cost to go there, where we're going to stay, what we're going to eat, the time of the year that we're going, so we know what type of clothes to pack for it. With all of that said, it's fun planning a trip, especially when it's going somewhere that you've never been before. So planning is fun.
I think one of the fun things about planning a trip as well is, the flight selection process, where we usually, start looking what the flight costs are like on various airlines, especially based on the fact that he does trip reports, and so we try to switch it up a bit in terms of which airline we choose depending on the destination that we have in mind.
Following up on point number 1, number 2, flying a new airline. So because I do trip reports on airlines that I have flown on, it's always exciting to fly a new airline so I can report on my experience with that particular airline. So far I have been on the now defunct Air Jamaica, there's Caribbean Airlines that's still operational, WestJet, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, and our most recent trip to Chicago we took Delta Airlines. And for the most part, all my trip reports have been on the positive side. If you want to take a look at those trip reports, you can click the card at the top of the video here or the link in the description.
Number 3, another reason we miss traveling is the fact that we are able to experience different seasons depending on where we travel to. In Jamaica, we really only have 2 seasons, sunny season, rainy season, yeah? And so visiting abroad, you are able to experience the newness of spring, the different colors that comes with autumn. Their summer is pretty much like what we experience on all year round, and therefore it's pretty much the same, granted that it can be a bit warmer, and therefore their parks and stuff like that is good during that time. For persons who travel in the winter, there is snow that persons will be experiencing, You get to dress in new gear, participating winter activities, whether it's snowboarding and stuff like that. So that's another thing that traveling allows us to do that we currently miss based on what's happening right now.
Note briefly, she has experienced the snow before. I have not, so that's still on my to-do list. Number 4, experiencing a new culture or attractions in a different city or country. Now, there are certain things that you just have to do when you visit a particular place that says to everyone, I have been here and I have done this. For me, I find myself attracted to the towers in particular cities that I've visited, and I also tag my wife along to go up those towers as well. So far together we have been in the CN Tower in Canada, and I visited also the aquarium and Casa Loma, and those are iconic structures in the city of Toronto. Chicago, our most recent trip, we went to both towers, the Sears Towers and the other tower, I'll put the name right here. And we have been to the Bean, one of the most iconic structures in the city of Chicago that is visited all year round, but especially in the winter time because of the skating rink that is nearby. I tried my hand at the skating rink.
Hand or your foot?
I tried my feet at the skating rink, and she had a good laugh of it. She had a good laugh of it, but it was something that said, yeah, we went to Chicago and it was really fun. A couple of years before that, I had traveled to France and I visited the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe and the Louvre. So seeing these new attractions and not just experiencing what we are used to here with our beaches and our falls and our craft markets and stuff like that, it's good when you can travel outside of your country.
Also, when we visited Canada, we had gone to Niagara Falls. It is also one of the must-go once you are in Canada. And during that trip, we went on the
Voyage under the falls.
Yeah,
Voyage
so we
to
went
the
on
falls.
the boat that went right at the falls and thing, and we were able to see the rainbows and all that. So yeah, that was lovely. And I also noticed that he has a thing for those Ferris wheels or those big stuff that takes me too high, if you ask me. So we've been to Navy Pier in Chicago, and we also did one of those at Niagara Falls as well. Number 5. If there's anything that makes us Jamaican, is the fact that we love food. And therefore, wherever we travel, it's important that we experience the food that is specific to that location. He has a thing that wherever something originates, that's where he should have it. Not necessarily first, but he should experience it in its most traditional form. So based on our last trip to Chicago, it is known for their deep dish pizza. He is a pizza fanatic, and therefore, having been there, it was something that we tried to experience. It was okay for me. It was okay for me, but he'll need to do it again to redeem Chicago, I would say.
Yes, my first experience with the deep dish pizza wasn't exactly the best, but it wasn't terrible.
Also, they have what is known as the Chicago style hot dog, which would include stuff such as pickles, relish, mustard, and tomato. And so in visiting, when we do make our trip to Italy and so on, of course we have to have pasta, talking with your hands and stuff like that, and definitely wine in France. So those are the things that we look forward to most when we travel.
So that's it for the top 5 things that we have missed about traveling so far. If there's anything that you miss about traveling, please feel free to let us know in the comment section below.
And if we have missed anything that that is of importance to do or taste in the cities that we have visited so far, please be sure to include it in the comments below so that it can help someone else.
Our next couple of trips, we'll be sure to give you an insight as to where we go and the stuff that we do. So stick around for that. Consider subscribing, share, comment in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts about the whole travel restrictions that's happening now. How do you feel about it? How are you coping with it if it's traveling that you like to do? Until next time, this is Paul from Travel Jams, and this is
Mrs. Paul.
Mrs. Paul from Travel Jams. See you next time.